apparently now the whole country, the state, is worried about homeless people. But not worried about them, worried about them existing. The problem, it's not a problem. It is a created problem, but it's complex. Part of when you get down to the core of the problem, is that we have a stupid, gullible society. They believe whatever they're told, just like sheep. Duh. The media creates this image of all the homeless people are drug addicted and or crazy. No, that's not the case. There's a large portion of people, homeless or not, that are drug addicted and or crazy. They're trying to break the demographics down into only these things apply to them. No, but that's not true. The truth is they share all the same conditions that regular society does, but then they have added issues. For instance, they're talking about lately the homeless count in Los Angeles and California. How would you be able to count the homeless correctly when you are making it punishable to be homeless? There's a whole spate of anti-homeless laws. No camping, no sitting, no lying, no sleeping, no, this Grants Pass, Oregon, that's just right across the border. And then all through California. California has been, they do sweeps, they take everybody's shit, they lock them up. When they talk about a 10% decrease in LA for homeless people, that's not only is there an undercount by far, by half or more, but then how many people died? Probably not as many as are locked up, because they'll just contrive some fabricated story and lock a person up. I've been there. I went 25 days in LA County Jail before I ever saw a courtroom, a judge, anything, because some cop said that he thought I looked like someone on a flyer, this made-up flyer thing. I don't look anything like the guy. What happened in 3 days? What happened to, you must appear in court? They don't give a fuck. Nobody in California gives a fuck about the Constitution of the United States. And who does that apply to more than ever as far as consequences? The homeless. So on one hand, you've got people, we need to see some accurate numbers but then you've got people that are hiding because they are afraid, and for rightly so. Nobody, the regular housed community of the world, you can't even imagine what it's like out here. Then you've got this regular society judging you, following you, photographing you, trying to be little nosy vigilante Mrs. Kravitz people that are just constantly, there's some beautiful people in the world that really care. They don't have any answers though. They might have a few bucks, but that's about it. Does anyone think even if you give $100, the guy see the only $100 in a week or a month, you fixed his problems with $100 or a 20? You didn't fix shit. You just bought a couple minutes of respite. That's it. And why is that? That's not because homeless people are wasteful. That's because they, how are they supposed to save it? And everything is up, phenomenally up the economic ladder. You can't find cheap food. You can't find anything. Then this thing with the food stamps. Well, okay, look, there's all kinds of people that are, most of the food stamps are people that are not homeless. The homeless should never be cut off. You're telling me with trillions of dollars in a national budget, hundreds of billions in a state budget, that you couldn't find enough money for a dude or a chick to eat? The rent, out of control. Nobody could even afford rent. I know a guy, he's a nice guy. He drives a nice car, decent car, and makes good money. Makes like 60, 70 grand a year. He cannot afford. He's also got an ex with some kids. He's got to take care of his kids. So he can't afford to get a place because he's got these child support checks. The healthcare system is just ridiculous. And like, I went to the hospital a couple of years ago, and when I got out, they gave me all my paperwork, and the first thing had diagnosis, hyphen, homeless. Really? That's a disease? Like, you could catch it? Because if that was the case, why are they punishing it? And you've got the problem. The cops are an ever-present problem. I just saw one go by, flying. Whatever. They try to get a job. Why don't you, everyone's got that pat answer. Why don't you just get a job? Why don't you, whoever, even if you're housed or not, just go get any job. Highly competitive area at work. I'm a master carpenter, and among other things, but I'm also 66 years old. I myself, as a contractor, would not be able to hire myself as a carpenter because I'm too old and brittle. And that's due to many things, and life. Younger guys bounce and they don't cost as much. So there's no just getting a job. And a workman is only as good as his tools. This is it's a fucked up state. And then everyone wonders where the money went. You gave a bunch of money to a state full of thieves, and you wonder where the money went? Are you fucking kidding me? I've been making videos about this for literally years, about the corruption, about the theft, skimming, all this shit. And now they're discovering this. Oh man, real sharp tools there. And then, not only that, they're still in California here, they're still paying gift cards, medical, housing, school, food stamps, all this shit to illegal aliens. People that don't belong in this country, they're getting some. Now, maybe you get them out after 4 or 5 years. Where do the homeless get their 4 or 5 years of some vacation fucking time? I mean, really? And then you got these resources, all these NGOs, nonprofits, bullshit. And you got it starts with the governor. He's a scumbag thief. He had shit burned down so that it's just coincidental that the Palisades burned down. and that there was no water in their thing. And they burned down right next to the ocean, where they could, some of the homes that burnt literally had water splashing up underneath them. No one could throw a sub pump in there and just shoot it on. Why won't they put sprinklers on the roofs? You know what I mean? Nobody has any kind of fire. These are rich people. And it's just another, oh yeah, my Matisse, my Picasso, my Remington. Well, they have those, the original, securely locked up somewhere. And meanwhile, there's copies of things in their houses that represent the real riches that they have. Still same picture, but one is new and fake and the other is an original. And then meanwhile, insurance has gone through the roof, but that's because you got people filing these frivolous bullshit lying claims of millions and millions of dollars being lost. And nobody in Palisades really crying too much about losing their property, because no matter what. But meanwhile, the governor is, oh yes, we're going to make us smart. It just coincides with their Chinese plan of communism. Then on the other hand, you got the Republicans all mad at the homeless. Scumbags, why don't you do something? So the homeless are caught in the middle, not just of not a tug of war middle, the middle of a multi-faceted tug of war with many people pulling on the rope. So, it's just an impossible situation. And you got the people with the least amount of resources able to do anything about it. Right now, sitting in the car, making this video, I see a cop go by. I had to get out and look at what the fuck he's doing, because it's just insane. I wouldn't doubt they'd come over and toss me up, because I'm in Ventura County, and Ventura's way of doing things is to criminalize any behavior at all. It doesn't matter. There's something suspicious if you're sitting there. There's all these city trucks, there's an ambulance, there's everybody around that's sitting in the shade. But if I'm sitting in the shade, that somehow is suspicious. That's the kind of shit that happens. So, how many obstacles can you throw at a person and expect them to live or survive? It's like trying to run a marathon with an anchor on your ass. And you got every fucking asshole in the world trying to spear you from the side. You're running a gauntlet and you got to be first. This is what's happening. All this bullshit about, they did it to themselves. Fuck that. Nobody did it to themselves. This is society doing it. Like I'm lying? There he goes. There he goes right there. He's making a little U-turn thing, right? Because I can see. It's just insane. And so what was that? What was that? You're just making a little stop, come around, fucking intimidate somebody. It's bullshit. You got these guys over here. There's always sirens going off, especially when a hot batch of Krispy Kremes comes out, or they need to get through a traffic light, or whatever, And people wonder where the money's gone. Well, where do you think it went? Frivolous waste. They talk about Doge. Shit. If I had the butcher knife to the fucking spending cutting, there'd be all kinds of shit going wrong. Because this is over bureaucracy. It's redundancy. And it's just basically Gavin Newsom got all this bread. We had $100 billion surplus and the money for homeless and some more, blah, blah, blah. Literally tens of billions of dollars, and it's disappeared. They can't find it. I bet if it was John Gotti and they were looking at his illegal mafia profits, the forensic accountants of the world would find every fucking penny. But they can't find any of the money. It's amazing. How did it all disappear? If you stick a big pile of dope in the middle of a bunch of dope fiends, it's gonna get gone. What the fuck does everybody think? But who doesn't have access to that? Oh, wait a minute. The people that it was intended for. And here's the part that bugs me. You got all these people that are looking respectable and driving nice cars and live in nice houses, and everyone thinks, what a successful businessman that guy is. And then you find out they're indicted for theft and corruption, and so basically they're not respectable at all. They just stole a bunch of money, and if you steal enough, then you get rewarded. If you don't, then you're punished for not stealing enough. I used to do a lot of bad things. I made a conscious choice to not do those bad things anymore. And this is my reward. When I did a lot of bad things, I never was homeless. So does America want to push, if two cats are running and one's chasing the other one and he grabs the other one's tail, what do you think that first cat's gonna do? He ain't a pussy. He's gonna turn around and fight even if he loses and dies. Well, that's what's gonna end up happening. If you, and nobody gives a fuck about what the homeless think. It's not a problem affecting them. It's some abstract, surreal, let's imagine the circumstances, and fuck you. You wanna imagine circumstances? Come spend a month out here with me. We'll see how long you live. I'm just saying. This is, I'm a veteran. I served, and this is not what I served for. We were supposed to take care of each other as fellow Americans, your countrymen. And what do our countrymen do? Well, if you dilute it with a bunch of people that aren't our fucking countrymen, then you're going to have problems. And so, if nobody thinks there's a inconsistency that we've been giving all our shit to illegals, but meanwhile, people that were born, raised, and went through adulthood here after this fucking thieving state takes all their shit, then you're poor for you're criminal for being a poor? No, that's not how it is. I never really wanted to be rich anyway, because if you look at the rich people in this world, they're not cool. I at least could sleep with myself at nighttime because I don't have that fucked up shit on my conscience. Those people, they go home, they steal someone, they make people die, and they don't even sweat it. They go home, eat a burrito, and sleep well. So, I just presented you one facet of how difficult it is. And nobody will probably see this, but it's out there. If anybody cared to know, they would ask. They don't care. The homeless industrial complex, it's just, and nobody, I mean, don't you think it's weird that the two most communist states in the country, New York and California, comprise like 75% of all the homeless? Really? And then you got Oregon and Washington. Well, the next episode, we'll talk about paid crisis actors. The fentanyl flippers, flounders on fucking Front Street, because that's a real thing. That's for real. People that are paid to be out here, they're scumbag dope fiends anyway. But half of the people you see that are homeless aren't homeless. They're just playing a fucking role. So everybody, including other homeless people, takes advantage of the homeless. Don't let me get on my feet again, because I swear to God, I'm going to talk loud and long, and I'm going to make some changes. I'm out.